speech? What freedom of speech?
Come on.
What do you mean?
Talk like a schoolboy.
You cannot do
Chinese.
No,
you think he
cannot-
can't go back to China?
No.
You think he can't go back to China? He can go back tomorrow.
Say this in China. He cannot speak like this in China.
He can speak like
No,
this.
he
He said
can't.
nothing, he said nothing against the China. What?
In
What
China,
can't you say?
we have the
He can't speak like this in China.
We have what?
You lose your
And he's
credibility.
speaking
when you
more
say
than
that.
You don't think what we
How
what
can
we
you
do
say
on the
there is?
internet is monitored?
Are they
You
as
don't
free
think
in
that's
Saudi Arabia? No.
YouTube.
Are they as free in China? No. So obvious and it's an embarrassment. Why do you? You're embarrassing when you say
YouTube
this.
is censored by the state and by YouTube. Censored.
But they don't jail you.
Even
The censorship is
in
different.
China,
They
you
do
cannot
jail
speak
people.
like
They
this.
do jail
But
people
not
here.
for free
I
speech.
know. Yes,
What
for
about
free speech.
The
If you
freedom,
say you support Palestinian
freedom, you
resistance,
know.
you can
Is
go to
there
prison here.
Anybody else in
I
the
know
world?
people who are. I know people who've had that. I know.
Every week there's protests.
What?
Every week there are
Yes,
protests.
and every week the Israeli intelligence have people on the demonstrations. They tell the police that person, and the police go and
I
arrest them.
think this
They say
old
that
man
person,
has
and the police
lost
go and arrest
touch with
them.
reality.
You're not following
There
what's
are
happening.
thousands of-
You're not
thousands
following
of
what's happening.
protesters
That
every
is
week.
exactly what's happening.
But both are wrong.
Last week,
So
there was
China
a
are right for doing it.
not
and
true,
it's
man.
better-
They would
it
ban
is
it.
true.
It was a
You
mix
know
of
what he said is
truth.
true.
It was a ban
What
to
he's saying
protest.
is true. What he's saying is true.
They were
but it doesn't
raided
make
by the police.
it doesn't make
in a
China right for
Quakers
doing it as well.
religious
Yeah, they're
meeting house.
used to that. They
Raided
shut
by
down
the police.
Shut down the city, right?
They're going to protest. Well, you think people don't protest in China?
They were having
People
training.
protest every day in China.
You're right.
They
That's
do protest
actually
every day in
belongs to
China.
them.
There's more
Because the land
protests in
was
China than there are here.
You can, yeah.
Not many.
They are
Not
scamming
many.
the
They're
people.
not. Oh,
They're
rubbish.
scamming the people.
Where do
They
you get that
force
from?
you. They
Millions
ask
in
you,
prison
okay,
in
you can
China.
buy your
In,
property.
Christians in millions of prison. Where do you get that from? Nonsense. Nonsense.
They get their organs harvested.
Sorry?
Political prisoners in
Absolute
China.
rubbish.
They get their
Any
organs
nonsense they
harvested.
tell you believe.
No,
Any
I've
nonsense
got
they tell you.
Chinese people telling me.
What Chinese
I've got
people?
Chinese people telling me
It means
this
there's
is
someone on
happening.
the street from Falun Gong. They told you. You believe it. Because they got a poster on the street that
Yes.
says it. Then you believe it. You believe it. And yet at the same time as Britain declares that it's monstrous what the Chinese do in Xinjiang.
Did the
They don't
Chinese
complain about what
government-
the British,
After the
Israelis
one-child
do in
policy,
Palestine.
did Chinese government
Even one-child
not
policy
bring in
was
lots
okay.
of women?
Use your brain.
Even one child policy was crazy. One child policy.
What's one child policy got to do with anything?
Well, Chairman Mao caused more deaths, didn't he, than Hitler. That's the sad fact, is that Chairman Mao, because of the famines and the purges, the famines especially, somewhere between 30 million upwards died during those famines, and those famines happened for why? Because he'd made agreements with Russia to export their wheat. When which country in the world would insist that you starve your own people to continue meeting a contract with a foreign country? So I'm sorry to say, Chairman Mao's the biggest mass murderer. Hitler was just a bigger nutter.
I know this, man.
Yeah.
I know this with a stream.
Anything.
Communism.
Anything.
You're a clickbait whore.
Distracting
Clickbait.
meeting.
Clickbait.
Clickbait whore.
Yeah.
Don't strain your throat.
Listen, he debated. He washed you away with facts.
Naughty boy.
You couldn't say
and
anything.
Afterwards,
communists
we'll see.
come to
I'll come and see.
distract my speech.
We want you to be our leader.
Hang on it.
Yeah.
Let's start from the beginning. Where did Speaker's Corner come from?
China.
France, Paris.
China. It came from China.
Paris. Yeah, it came from China. Communist Party.
Communist Party is from the German.
The first international, led by Karl Marx, organised a demonstration here, 1866, 1867 and 1872, that secured the right to speak at Speaker's Corner. So understand your own history. Find out your own history. That was hundreds of years before. That was hundreds of years before. It didn't continue between.
The Chinese invented everything, including free speech.
You know, I'll tell you that socialism and communism is never coming from China. Socialism, communism is an event and coming from Europe. Karl Marx is a German. Karl Marx is
Yeah, but
German.
the Chinese got it
Karl
and
Marx
manufactured
lived
it
in
more
the
cheaply.
UK. So socialism and
The
communism
Chinese made
has never
communism
been
much
China.
more cheaply.
Communism is coming out of China.
This Chinese guy says
Chinese
he's never
people
seen a
do
Chinese
not
guy
believe
speaking against
communism.
Chinese. Oh my God.
Only member of the Communist Party, they believe in communism.
He's surprised. That guy's gonna.
They never, in Chinese civilization, Chinese culture, we never have communism.
We love
never
Chinese culture
have
and food.
Socialism. We never have communism. Communism is coming from Europe. That's made in German. That's made in UK.
Karl
It's not
Marx.
made in China. So, okay.
Karl Marx.
1.4 billion people live in China, but only 100 million people is a Communist Party member. They are guilty and they are evil. Most of the Chinese people, 95% of the Chinese people, they are innocent people. They are good people. They are nice people. They are not communist. They are not communist. They are never communist.
Without the Communist Party, there would be civil war in China, wouldn't there? And China would be fighting each other. They're better off under the Communist Party.
No.
Because my family have moved to Hong Kong, and and Hong Kong, and I
Hong
want to
Kong
go, but
is
I
a
can't.
very good place before 1997. When Hong Kong handed over to China,
Yeah.
to Beijing government under the Communist Party is ruling. So Hong Kong become worse and worse.
It might
Become
be
very
worse.
bad. You know, Hong Kong people is moved to the Canada. Hong Kong people move to UK. Hong Kong people move to Europe.
Hong Kong.
They do not.
No.
They do not
No,
allow
no, no. My
the
family has
social
moved to Hong
democracy and
Mixed race.
the freedom in Hong Kong.
They don't.
Hong Kong was destroyed totally.
London, you
Shanghai,
can't walk in the street in
Shanghai,
London without getting
and
up.
Shenzhen was already
That's why my
take
family
over
moved to
Hong
Hong
Kong's
Kong.
economy and financial center. Shanghai already become and take over Hong Kong in the past 20 years. You know?
Are you sponsored by Temu?
No, against the communists.
No,
Against.
he's joking.
Yeah,
Should we not buy from Temu?
you're right.
What about Alibaba?
No.
No.
You buy
about
cheap
Argos?
products. Okay, naughty boys, keep silent. I will finish my I will finish my speech. You buy cheap products from China.
'Cause we're
They
poor.
will you will destroy your industry. Destroy
destroyed
your
anyway.
industry, manufacturing
They've
plants.
destroyed it anyway. The people
No.
in England have destroyed it anyway.
Destroy your industry. Destroy your manufacturing capability.
And that's not China's fault, is it? The British have done it themselves.
My question is like, you have those same conditions in countries such as like Bangladesh, Sri Lanka.